markets are faring. Of course, the US markets were closed yesterday on the back of Thanksgiving, but US stock futures, they were little change in the holiday shortened week, with the Nasdaq still on track to break its 7-month winning streak. Dow futures ticked up just about 10 points, whereas the S&P 500 and Nasdaq 100 futures, they hovered just about above the flat line. Tech weakness that has put pressure on markets through November as investors are assessing the long-term profitability of AI-linked companies. Still, some traders see this month's pullback as an opportunity for a potential year-end rally, with beaten-down names looking more attractive. As of Wednesday's close, the Dow and S&P 500 was slightly lower for the week, while the Nasdaq had fallen about 2%. But overall, markets are still on pace for a winning week thanks to a tech rebound. The Dow is up over 2%, the S&P 500 about 3%, and the Nasdaq roughly 4%. The market, like I said, was closed on Thursday for Thanksgiving, and it will shut early today as well, that is on Friday. In terms of what to watch out for, it's going to be whether tech continues its rebound, how investors position for the year end, and whether November's weakness sets the stage for a Santa rally. So yes, that's about the US market. But Snehi, how are commodities looking today?
Oh yes, let's take a look at what the commodities are up to. And oil prices, you know, they've not done all that much, continue to remain range bound, but you have a little bit of a spike coming in the oil prices, about 0.5% uptick coming in for your WTI crude, around that $59 per barrel. On the flip side, for Brent, also absolutely flat, but has managed to see a little bit of a gain, eke up some gains over there. $63.4 per barrel is where the Brent is. So lots happening when it comes to oil. There are lots of factors that also come at play over here, and the big one is going to be the Russia-Ukraine peace deal talk. Now, while Ukraine has agreed to all the clauses in the agreement drafted by the US, Russia says that, you know, it's not time yet to be very positive on this deal, and on the back of some of these back and forth comments that we're seeing between these two nations, oil is eyeing 4th consecutive monthly loss, which is the longest monthly losing streak in over 2 years. This is of course on the back of oversupply concerns, but remember, if this peace deal is signed, then you have supply once again becoming steady in the market from Russia, and on the back of that, oil prices will take a little bit of a hit once again. All eyes are going to be on Sunday's virtual OPEC Plus meeting, where the prices are expected to be kept range bound once again. Remember, 8 countries are rather going to be meeting in the OPEC Plus meeting, and that is going to be very important to watch out for. So that is going to be another trigger for the oil market, and of course the stance of both Russia and Ukraine when it comes to oil prices. But let's shift focus away from oil and let's talk about what's happening in the world of gold, because you did see a little bit of momentum when it came to gold prices, about 0.4% uptick in gold prices, and now above that $4,180 per ounce. So that is where gold is. Silver is also about 1.5% higher. You have the metals that are shining bright, so that's looking good. Crypto has seen a 1.25% uptick as well. Now around that 91,000 mark is where Bitcoin is. So this is what the commodities are doing this morning.
All right, so pretty strong commodity setup as well. That's how it's looking. But let's get you some more global stories that we're tracking this morning. First up, Hong Kong's deadliest fire in decades has claimed 94 lives with 76 injured as rescuers push to complete searches this morning. Police say that the blaze may have been sparked by grossly negligent construction work, with unsafe mesh, plastic sheets and foam ceiling found across the towers. Now, 3 people from Prestige Construction have been arrested for manslaughter as investigators seized documents and devices. Nearly 300 residents remain uncontactable. Many from upper floors firefighters struggle to reach. Now, the tragedy is now shining as a harsh spotlight on Hong Kong's flammable scaffolding practices and could trigger sweeping reforms in one of the world's priciest property markets.
Okay, and Chinese giants are rushing in with major relief pledges. Alibaba and Ant Group together committed 30 million Hong Kong dollars, while Jack Ma separately pledged another 30 million. Tencent, ByteDance, Xiaomi, Anta and a wide slate of mainland firms have together offered tens of millions of more. The wave of donations follows President Xi Jinping's call for all-out efforts to reduce casualties.
Next up, Russian President Putin said that a set of draft peace points discussed by the US and Ukraine could form the basis for a future deal to end the war, but has warned that Russia will keep fighting if talks stall. He added that Washington's updated four-part framework takes into account Moscow's position and has already been sent to the Kremlin. He insisted that Russia is willing to give Europe a formal pledge not to attack, while repeating demands that Ukrainian troops withdraw from occupied territories. Putin also called Kyiv's leadership illegitimate, saying any agreement must be internationally recognized, including Russia's territorial gains.
Okay, and Pope Leo, on his first overseas trip as Catholic leader, has warned that humanity's future is at high stake, saying a third world war is being fought piecemeal amid a surge in violent global conflicts. Speaking in Turkey, the first US Pope condemned ambitions that trample justice and peace, urging leaders to resist military and economic power politics. His 3-day visit to Turkey and Lebanon is being closely watched as he begins to set out his geopolitical worldview.
Moving on, Puma shares surged nearly 19% after reports that China's Anta Sports is weighing a bid for the struggling German sportswear giant. Puma, whose stock is down more than 50% this year, is deep into a reset as sales slump and tariffs hit demand. Its biggest shareholder, Artemis, owns 29%. CEO Arthur Holt's turnaround plan includes job cuts, tighter product lines, and stronger marketing. But the company has warned of a 2025 operating loss. It says that their exploring interest through Puma has declined. So yes, that's the latest that we are picking up as far as Puma is concerned.
Okay, and Donald Trump, fresh comments coming in. He says one of the 2 National Guard members shot in downtown Washington has died, unfortunately, as new details emerge about the suspect's past. Authorities say 29-year-old Rahmanullah Lakhanwal, who allegedly ambushed the soldiers just blocks from the White House, once worked alongside the CIA in Afghanistan as part of the Kandahar Strike Force. Lakhanwal entered the US in 2021 under Operation Allies Welcome and was granted asylum earlier this year. The FBI confirmed he had previously supported US partner units in Kabul. The second Guard member remains in critical condition.
All right, so those are some of the top global stories that we're tracking this morning. But on that note, we'll slip into a very short break. We'll be right back and tell you how the Asia Pacific markets have opened up.